Good evening. This is the second video. First one I screwed up because the battery had gone dead halfway through recording and I didn't know it. Anyway, this is a follow-up for the Sencore SC61 probe build. So what I had ended up doing is getting some surface mount 1% resistors from Mr. Circuit, and of course I can't show you the build because the battery died, so I'm going to show you what I did and you can get a pretty good idea of how I did it. So you pull the sleeve off and you pull the shell off, and this is your circuit board inside. Now I'll show you the diagram for that. So this side has the BNC connector on it, this side goes to the probe. Now, odd thing about that oscilloscope is the probe, or the scope itself, is designed for a times 10 probe. So if you have one of these, you want to run it in the times 10 spot all the time. Otherwise, the voltage divider inside the scope doesn't read correctly. Anywho, so you've got your resistor here, 50 ohms. That goes through the capacitor to ground. This ground is the screw in the corner and it attaches to the shell. Hope you can see that. This resistor is 100, or on some probes 1,000. That's in line with the probe. So what I did is I took and I removed this resistor, cut this trace here, cut this trace here, and removed them. What I usually do is cut them with a X-Acto knife and then heat them with a soldering iron and they'll pop right off. So after the surgery, I come up with this. I couldn't find a 13.5 meg resistor, so I went with a 4.3 and a 9.1, which is pretty close and works acceptable. So I had to run a splice wire from the probe to the BNC, leaving all this the same, and then solder the two resistors together and then run my wire out through the shell. Now if you look at the shell, they've got a nice little notch cut right here, and that's where I ran the wire out. So I'm going to reassemble this. You can see how the wire comes out, and then I'll show you pictures of how it looked after I was before and after. Okay, so the before picture is here. This is one of the older probes with the 1,000 ohm on it. So again, I removed the capacitor, cut the trace here, and removed this resistor, soldered the 9.1 here, and then bridged the 4.3 between these two spotter pads, hook the wire up and run it out the slot. Then I also run a second wire from here, bypassing the capacitor to the input. So when I was done, it looks like this. Got to thinking I could probably use some smaller wire, but it fit and it works, so I'm not going to worry about it. So I have my 4.3 here, my 9.1 here, and the wire that's going to go through the slot right here. And that's how I built it. And man, tell you what, this was so much easier than the last time, and it all fits really easy. So if you're going to try to build one of these probes, I suggest you use this video instead of the previous one. Much simpler. I think it took me less than 15 minutes to cut and modify this whole thing. So since I have two channels on the Sencore SC61, I built a green one and a blue one. Blue wire. And of course you got the little rings on your scope kit. You can put blue or green on either channel. So there you go. Hope this helps somebody. Have a good evening.